When I first started, it was more than 30 years ago, so obviously it was very different then. We operated from a very small office in a converted terraced house, so it was very cosy and very friendly actually, and a lot of over-the-counter sort of contact with tenants, which was actually quite nice. It was very different, so I got quite a lot of diversity.
When I started in 1986, there was 24 staff. It was very homely, wasn't it? Everybody just met in the kitchen on a morning and had the chat and a cup of tea, and then started work at 9 o'clock.
Endeavour came out of a kind of time of social upheaval, social crisis in terms of housing policy and provision, and for it to have started in that way I think was very significant.
It came from the churches, so it had a very Christian background to start with, focused on improving people's lives. They wanted to do the right thing for the right reasons, and I think that's kept it strong throughout its 40 years. Those very strong core values have never left the organisation.
We're a social housing provider with a real heart and a real belief in communities and empowering people. That's what we're passionate about, really, giving people a chance.
I think it has done what it said it was going to do way back 40 years ago. I think it has built, altered and improved houses, making places where people want to live and enabling them to live there at a reasonable rent. But the other strength of Endeavour is that it has maintained very close contact and concern for its tenants.
I've been a tenant of Endeavour's for 14 and a half years. I think they are the best landlords you could get.
The group who set it up were very pioneering. They were risk takers as well in a very small way, but nevertheless took risks at the time that were different to other housing organisations. So setting up a women's refuge in the 70s when refuges weren't really that tolerated.
I think in its day that was definitely groundbreaking, and over the years has given such a lot of women a chance that they would never have had any other way.
I remember Endeavour when they were at number 1 Grange Road in Middlesbrough.
I remember that.
Number 1 Grange Road when Jane Sobbitt was there and Charlie Hughes, you know, and the staff then was so caring and positive, you know, trying to help you. And I will say the new staff now are the same.
Yeah.
They try and help you. They're out the way to help you. So it's great.
The people who work here because it's a good place to work, because the values are tested and tried. We live them, we walk them, we believe in them. We have flexible ways of operating, and if we care about our people, they care about our tenants.
I've never worked anywhere else before here where they're so interested in you as a person, what you want to do, and you get the opportunity to. I've never seen the types of opportunities we get anywhere else. In lots of other places now, it's being cut back rather than invested in.
As far as I'm concerned, there's never been them and us, and we get like 100% backing from management and board. I have no complaints about them at all, and I think we've improved this company, you know, the way we're moving forward.
We believe really firmly in community, and you don't just fix one problem, you actually work simultaneously on a raft of issues that the community are facing and get alongside them and put staff there with them and talk to them and meet them in their homes and listen to what they're dealing with and answer it from that end, rather than just sending out directives and dictatives from head office.
By moving over here, my quality of life has improved 1,000 times, and that's just myself. And I know for the fact that all other people have as well.
The business model has had to change because it had to become more business oriented, particularly around the 80s when we had to start borrowing privately from banks, and they made that transition very successfully while still holding true to the core values.
We do some interesting developments. We converted a pub restaurant, then a former pharmacy. We turn these into houses. You pass them by these days, you wouldn't realise that there were other things, and they're beautiful houses.
I was in a flat, and we loved the flat. And then with my health reasons, we got the bungalow. It changed your life because it was different from living on an estate. And it's been marvellous. I wouldn't move out. I love it. It's absolutely marvellous. It is, honest.
We're managing stuff for others as well. So yeah, we've got the stock we own, the stock we're building, the things that we're investing in, but we're also delivering for a number of other organisations their services. So I think we're recognised as being good at what we do.
The projects that community investment has enabled to happen, from kind of children and young people's projects, older people, employment and training and the environment, health-related projects, have been fantastic. And it's having a beneficial effect on people's lives generally and improving the communities that we work in.
Parkfield is supported accommodation for young care leavers. All of the referrals into the accommodation come from Children's Services, and we accommodate young people from 16 up to 24 years.
You're watching them grow. You really are watching them grow and absolutely flower. It is fantastic. There are many, many ups and downs, but we're there really to catch them during these pitfalls.
We're taking a really conscious approach to make sure that we help customers stay independent, have healthy lives, have as much money in their pocket as they can, and can stay warm as well. So we've tackled fuel poverty, we've tried to help people into employment and training, we help people with crisis payments. It's not just about the basics of a landlord service of letting the house, getting the money in, doing the repairs. It's much more focused on what do you do to keep that person healthy and well.
We've always had a good rapport with Endeavour. I can pick up a phone and phone people in Endeavour and we'll get something sorted out. They all get well looked after in the co-op, and that's the whole idea of a co-op, is to get a better life for everybody.
The biggest single achievement I feel we've made is the extent to which we've built capacity in all of our people. If I go back a few years, our tenants were not involved in our business. They were recipients of what we do, but they weren't involved in steering and directing and speaking into the business. Today, the tenant panel, the scrutiny panel, are absolutely involved. You know, they have a voice, they speak directly into the board meeting, and the board take notice, and we make changes within the organisation directly as a result of what the tenants are saying to us.
We don't lose touch with why we're here. We're still soft systems, we're still people-based. We still have debates about, is this right for the tenants? Is it right for the people we serve as part of a business decision?